All right, here we go. Lots of Boston today. In three, two, one.
Sometimes the best leadership happens when you step away for 10 minutes.
This is Back in 10.
Hello, everyone. We are back. And thank you for joining us on Back in 10. I am Jen.
And I am Savannah.
Ooh, that was backwards today. That was a little fun.
know.
I like it.
It's a
Doesn't
little
rhyme as well.
spicy.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Today we're talking about morning huddle mastery. So, Miss Savannah, I know, for me, the morning huddle was always like my breakfast, was like my
Mhm.
week in the morning,
Yeah.
right? It's very necessary. But tell me, for you, what was that like? What did it look like to have a really good morning huddle, to be super productive?
I like to think of morning huddles as opportunity meetings with the team. And I don't like to hash out the negativity of the day before, because anything that may have been negative or needed to be addressed the day before, I'd like to address the day before. I don't want to bring it into the next day. Um, and so these opportunity meetings, we would look at the day, and team members would be assigned to look at different opportunities within the day, not just within their schedule, but within the doctor's schedule. So my dental assisting team would look through the doctor's schedule and look for unscheduled treatment, opportunities to have same day treatment if that patient had not received their treatment from their previous appointment, and um, also opportunities for extra scans. Maybe a patient has yet to have their iTero oral health scan. So we had the dental assisting team look at that. And then the hygiene team would also look at unscheduled hygiene treatment and additional opportunities to bring in patients onto the doctor's schedule right out of hygiene. Your best schedule filler for any cancellation is directly from hygiene. We'd have conversations about how to address that with the patient. And I don't want to say it was a sales conversation, but I mean, we are in the business of selling dentistry and having the patients understand the need for the dentistry. And my front desk team, when it came to the opportunities, would look at unscheduled appointments for family members. Were there products that were not purchased at a previous appointment that we can let the team know about that? They would also look at our social activity in terms of reviews and bring to the table positive feedback from our patients from the day prior. And the doctor would also have to look at their schedule as well. What opportunities did they see for the team to be productive? If there was a hole in the schedule and we weren't able to fill that with a patient, what else in the practice could they address to keep them occupied and keep the practice moving forward? So these morning huddles are absolute opportunity meetings. They shouldn't be negative. Obviously, if there is something that is very big that happened the day prior that you need to address, it has to happen, right? But keep these opportunity morning huddles positive. No one wants to start their day as negative Nancy's. We want energy. Bring the energy. It's so important if you are leading the meeting, whether you're leading the meeting as the dental dentist, as the dental manager, or rotate, have a roulette. Have the team all have a chance at leading the meeting. They don't necessarily have to be the most magnetic or outgoing, but it does give everyone an opportunity to be heard. And yeah, I that was the basic structure of our morning huddles. We always like to spice it up too. Don't keep it boring, right? Things can get boring. Did you see a funny meme? Do you want to be entertaining? Did you hear something on Back in 10 with Savannah and Jen that you find would really influence a great day?
Heck yes. Heck yes. And I love that you call them opportunity meetings because I think morning huddle, people are like, oh my gosh, they're just a waste of time.
Right.
They're really not. Morning huddles are what you make of it, right?
Mhm.
So it's really important that you start and end every day good. It's like a
Yeah.
sandwich, right? It's like you got to have really good bread. Sorry. Like you to make a really good sandwich, you need really good bread, right? Like
Yeah.
give me some like focaccia or some ciabatta, right? Give me something good. But
Yeah.
you don't want to cuck a sandwich. So make start and end really good. So I'm sorry. I told you. So you need to make sure that you started off on a positive note. And I love rotating it between your team members. It's also a great opportunity for someone in your practice to step up because, especially in a clinical role, a lot of team members sometimes feel stuck because to them, sometimes it's the same thing every single day, right? It's, oh, I'm just cleaning teeth today. Right.
Mhm.
And that's challenging because there's a lot more to just cleaning teeth. So that's a different conversation. However, it is an opportunity for someone to step up into a leadership role, even like the lead of their department, depending how big your team is. It's a great thing to give someone an opportunity to shine. You just need to give them that opportunity. Um, I was one that probably wouldn't have stepped up and talked about things in a team meeting. And now look, who would have thunk it?
Mhm.
So it's it's important to be positive.
Yeah.
Share a quote with your team.
Mm.
Share if you're doing a book club or something like that. A lot of offices do book clubs. You could even talk about something that came up in a book that you did recently. There's so many different things that you can do, but just get your team involved in it. I think another big question that always comes up with practice leaders is, well, I have team members that come in at different times of day. So we're all not there at the same time, right? So one of the things that I had done to help with that is we had a communication board. So we had something up in the team break room where everyone was, everything, everything was. We had the different days out. If there was anything specific that we needed the team to know, because we're not reading through the schedule. You don't need to know that Mr. Jones is in for a prophy and 4 bite wings and needs an exam today. That's not what we're here to talk about. Those are the non-productive morning huddles, right?
Yeah.
If you can see it on the schedule,
Yep.
we need to talk about it.
Mhm.
So having that communication board is super, super important. It could also highlight some of the different initiatives and things that you're working on. It just doesn't have to be the huddle. But again, to have that on there, and even how you were saying, like your admin team would look at reviews, have them print it out and put it up there, like highlight the team member that was mentioned in it, like give them kudos, like print it in color or highlight whatever you want to do. But share those with the team. You could even, if someone is mentioned in a review, Google review or whatever the platform is, Yelp, anything like that, you could have a little raffle each month and put their name into the raffle, like your team members, and
Mhm.
pull out a name each month and say, oh my gosh, Savannah, you you had 10 times that your name was mentioned in a review this month, and you pull it out and you got picked because you had 10 where Susie had 5, right? Like you have a better chance. So many different things that you can do just to, one, make the meeting productive, make your day more productive, but also just make it fun. Do something
Yeah.
with the team. It doesn't have to be boring.
No, it doesn't. And look at I mean, it doesn't have to be boring, but there should be structure so you stay
Yes.
on task. We don't want your morning huddles to extend past 30 minutes.
No.
Mine was typically 15 to 20 prior
Hmm.
to the first patient, and
Hmm.
off that structure will keep everything moving forward.
Hmm.
Also, look at
Hmm.
one thing that we didn't mention, and I want to say before I forget it, was as a team, look at the schedule for places where you're going to get bottlenecked. Patients
Yeah.
coming and going. Let's say Wednesday is your busiest day in the
Mhm.
practice. Look at areas where you know you are going to have to rally as a team, and it might not be the prettiest 15 minutes of the day, but as long as you all know you're going to get it through it together and you've addressed it, and you've maybe had to develop a plan where doctor is going to go to room 1 while associate's going to go to room 6 and other associates going to do the hygiene checks. So
Mhm.
looking for any bottlenecks to make sure your patient flow is as smooth as possible so the patient experience is not interrupted.
Yeah, as a leader, you are the conductor of that operations orchestra, and
Yeah.
you need to help the team and say, I need a little less percussion over here and I need a little more strings, right? You need to be able to communicate that with them and look ahead,
Yeah.
knowing what your team is, and know that you're probably not going to listen to Back in 10 on Wednesdays. It's okay. We'll still be here.
We'll be here.
So Jen, it's the wizard.
Hi,
On
wizard.
your band analogy, my question is, you talk, where does the cowbell come in? Because we always need more cowbell.
You know what? That's when that patient has finally done all of their home care. They've done everything that you've asked. They come in. Yeah, there you go. Is that your lipstick in a coffee mug or something?
No, it's
You
my
look-
it's my lipstick, but it's my William
Oh, I
Shakespeare
was
dog
gonna say,
treat
I'm like,
bowl.
that looks like she's dog
I
treat.
need a bell.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's the wins, right? We used
Yeah.
to do something. We used to just go toot toot or pew pew pew, like just to tell each other like you're doing a good job. Yeah, you got to make it fun. You got to
Yeah.
make it fun. But being
Organized
able
fun.
to see the future, yes, organized fun. Being able to see the future and know your team and know where they're going to need support and where you may need support is super, super important. So having that time in the morning is very, very valuable, but it is all in what you make of it. And I'm going to say before we clock out, you need to make sure if your first patient is at 8:00, your first patient, their butt is in the seat at 8:00.
Preach,
So
girl.
your huddle needs to be done at least 5 minutes before, so your team has enough time if they need to use the restroom or wash their hands or take a sip of coffee. That patient's caboose better be in the seat at 8:00. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. If they're first patient of the day, first patient after lunch, butts in the seat at that time. You have to.
If you're at 8:01, you're not setting your day up for success. You're already late.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, don't bother showing up.
That was like my Nana's big thing, and that is a Nana. We call it that is one of my Nana-isms. So yes,
Nana-isms? That's a theaterism too. I had a professor who lived and breathed that statement. And you bet your sweet Bippy, if you showed up late, you never did it again.
no,
No. On that note, I need to clock out so I'm not late for my next call.
See you later, alligator.
In a while, crocodile.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Monster.
Oh, Savannah, smash! Smash! Oh my goodness.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us on Back in 10.
If something made you laugh, nod, or feel a little more human, share it with a friend and make sure that you're subscribed.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Back in 10 Pod for more behind the scenes, updates, and probably a little chaos.
We're not here to have it all figured out. We're just here to tell you the things that we wish someone had told us.
And remind you that leadership doesn't have to be perfect, just real.
We'll be back in 10.